Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Study Destination. I hope you are doing well and then finding our content very helpful. If today is your first time of coming across our content, what we do over here is to do step-by-step mentorship, okay, for studying abroad. If you need anything relating to study abroad, if you need any guides, if you need any advice how to do application, when and where and which country that you want to do, we can guide you free of charge. We have a lot of experienced people who we have helped over the years, and they are always willing to help. So all you want to do is to subscribe to the channel and then comment. Look at the video description, the YouTube description. There is a platform or a link to our WhatsApp platform where you can join us free of charge, and we will help you with any of the process that you need help. Okay. So today, what we're going to look at is to get experience from those who have already passed through some of the process. And today we have our wonderful brother who has passed through the process. He's gotten his visa, and currently he's in the United States where he's conducting his studies. And we'll learn from him so that we'll be able to draw some of the experiences so that those of you who are preparing for your visa, you can learn from some of this experience so that your visa interview will be smooth. Okay. So we want to hear from him. I don't want to introduce him. I want him to introduce himself. He's my own brother, and we've been together whilst in college. And I want to now invite our guest who is in the name of Patrick Tekute to briefly introduce himself. So, Mr. Patrick, welcome to Study Destination. You have been part of us for some time, and I want you to introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, thank you, Moses, and thank you for the opportunity to be part of your program and to share our experience. My name is Patrick, as Moses has said. I am originally from Ghana. I studied Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting from the University of Cape Coast and currently pursuing a Master of Science in Accountancy in the United States. I came over last year, so I just ended the first year of my program. That's basically about me.
Okay, thanks so much. I mean, which year you have to mention the year when you entered to the United States?
Yeah, 2024.
2024. Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah. So he's actually done with his first year of his studies. And yeah. So thank you so much for giving part of your busy schedules and then meeting us to share with us. We really appreciate your time, and we want to go directly into some of the questions so that you can help us with your experience. So the first thing is, how was your journey through the application? How many schools did you apply? When did you start the application? And how many schools did you apply? How many offers did you get?
Okay. Thank you very much, Moses. Before I come to the number of schools that I applied and stuff, I would say that this journey is more of a marathon than a sprint. So I actually started the process somewhere in 2021, but then it became very serious in 2023. So I started my application for the fall 2023 in fall 2024 in October 2023. So that is when I started applying, because following the likes of yourself, the likes of Fred Effect, I realized that you have to start the application process very early. So I started in October. What I did was to go online to look for schools that pursue the program I want to come and study. So I looked up and then I got one school in Massachusetts, which was offering the program I wanted to come here and study. That is Bentley University. And by January, I got an admission from them. Unfortunately, I only got a small tuition waiver. In a way, it looked very small compared to the cost of attendance, which was about $60,000, and then the tuition was less than 10,000. But then I accepted it in January, and I started applying for my visa with that one in January. And then later I consulted, and then I applied for my current school whilst I was still working with that of Bentley University. So I started my application in October 2023 and I applied for Bentley University. And the mistake I made, which I don't want anyone else to make, was that I concentrated only on one school. So if not for latter part that I had to apply for another school, probably I would have faced a lot of challenges. So let's not concentrate only on one school. There are many schools. Just go on the internet and search for them and you'll be good to go. So that's how my process went through. And finally, I got my visa in July. Yeah.
Okay, so it means that you applied for two schools
Yeah.
and then you got an offer one, and then the first one you use the I-20 to start the visa application process, and then later on you got your current one, and then you now change. So at what point did you change to this your school?
Okay. So as I mentioned, in January 2024, I got an admission for a school in Massachusetts, and I realized that the cost of funding was very high. So at that point, I applied to the embassy for an appointment with that same school in February 2024. But what happened was that in that same February, I applied for my current school, Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville. And then by April 2024, I got an admission to come here. And the cost of attendance and then the funding story was better than the first university admission that I got. So it was by the ending of April that I changed everything. I wrote to the embassy that now I've gotten a different admission and this is the school I want to attend. So they should change my service information that they have. And then the embassy did that for me. So it was by the end of April 2024.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So the idea is that you are using the school that has less deficit,
Yeah,
and also the one that you have a higher funding, less deficit for the
exactly.
application, because it's something
Exactly.
that is going to help your story and make you
Exactly.
go through. Thank you for that information. So let's look at the type of offer that you got.
Okay. So for my current school here, there is a scholarship that is awarded to every applicant that has a CGPA of more than 3.0 from the undergrad, and that is called the Graduate Scholar Award. Yeah. And it is awarded to everyone that has applied with a CGPA of more than 3.0. So
Hmm.
that one you get a scholarship which is in the form of a tuition waiver of more than $8,000.
Okay.
So I got that one. And having worked for some time, I completed UCC in 2018 and I have been working and I've been saving towards this journey. So I
Mm-hmm.
have also made aside some personal savings. And those ones were things that were going to help me build and let's say a better story for coming here.
Okay.
So the award that I got is the graduate award. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So now let's come to the visa application. Which country did you go for the visa interview? And then how did you get the date?
Okay. So I was in Ghana and I applied for my interview in Ghana. And when I applied, I checked in February 2024 and the dates there were available were in 2025.
Mhm.
So as at February 2024, I got a date in March 2025, but I accepted the date and I booked that date. Then I wrote to the embassy telling my story that I have been awarded admission with a scholarship to come study in the United States. And the dates I'm having are not favorable because school will resume in August 2024. So I want what we call emergency date. And then the embassy approved it for me. And
Okay,
now I changed that date to 10th June
10th
for the
June.
emergency appointment.
Okay,
So I
good.
attended my interview on 10th June.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you call at that point you qualify for expedite date, and so you applied for it, and then you got it.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so it means that it was very difficult for you to get the visa appointment date, but because you qualified for the
Yeah.
expedite you call. Now let's look at the visa document. Specifically, when it comes to financial statement, which
Yeah.
of them did you prove? Because you said that you have partial funding and then you have to show that you can take care of yourself, which is one of the requirements. So
Okay.
let's know from that angle.
Okay. So with that, I first of all has to go with the admission letter, which contains my funding, the partial scholarship that was awarded to me. And then I have to go with my personal bank statement. As I mentioned, I've been saving some funds for myself. And so I have to go with that. And then an organization that I was working with was also ready to help me in the process. So I had to go with the organization's bank statements.
Okay.
So these were the three sources of my funding: the scholarship, which is in the admission letter, my personal bank statement, which contains some funds to support myself, and then the organization that I was working for also gave me bank statements.
So which of these were captured in your I-20?
So all three were captured in my I-20.
Okay.
Having worked for some time, establishing that you have personal funds speak a lot about your seriousness to come and then study.
Okay.
So I had to include my personal funds and then that of the company and then the partial scholarship.
That's wonderful. So currently, let's just walk through directly into the interview. So how was the D-Day? I know you did a lot of preparation, but during the main day, as you entered the embassy, how was the atmosphere? What were the questions that were asked, and how did you go about them?
Okay, so my appointment was scheduled for 11:30 a.m. and I got there around 10 a.m. and we were called in around 10:50. As I entered, there are a lot of queues over there, and the place is very solemn but very tense. So you realize that some are coming out smiling, some are coming out unhappy. Then that should tell you the outcome of their interview. But what I did was that I was just concentrated on my interview, and I was just having positive talks with myself, telling myself that I am going to come out with my white paper. White paper means that your visa has been approved. So when we entered, there are a lot of processes that we have to go through. They have to take our thumbprints and other documentations. We've gone through that. And as we entered, in those days, the visa officers, you hear a lot of stories about them even before you go there. So while we got there, some were trying that, okay, I want to join this queue, I want to join this queue. But I was focused on just on one thing. I was focused on getting my visa. So regardless of whom I was going to meet, I was prepared for it. And I think that one will come when you have also prepared yourself and make yourself familiar with the process. So I went to one American lady, and the process took less than 4 minutes. It was just about 3 minutes. So when I got there, the first question that she asked me, why are you going to the United States? So asking this question and having prepared is an opportunity to bring a whole lot of convincing facts. So immediately I have to state that I was going to the US to pursue my master's in accounting, and then immediately introduced that I was given a scholarship of this amount, and I have this funding, and my company is taking care of the remaining deficits. And being an experienced accountant, this program, I mentioned what the program will do for me, and immediately I have to introduce my home ties. So establishing that, okay, even though I'm leaving my family here, I'm going there to study and then come back to continue my career there. So that was the first question. And then she was nodding. Then immediately, even though I have mentioned about my funding already, she asked again, how are you funding this program? Then I have to repeat the process. And by now being more detailed that I applied, and because of my background, I was given a partial scholarship of this amount. And I also have personal fundings, having worked over 6 years. And my organization that I work for is taking care of the remaining deficits. Then she asked, do I have a letter from the organization? Then I said, yes. I gave her the letter. She scanned through the letter. And she said I should give her a minute. She went to, I'm sure, authenticate the letter, and she said that, okay, your story looks very good, but I would like to authenticate the letter. So I'm putting you on AP. And I was like, wow. But because I've heard about it already and everything that I did was genuine, I was not too much worried. And after 1 month, it took 1 whole month. After
Okay.
I attended the interview, I got an email that my visa has been approved on the 2nd of July. Yeah,
Wonderful,
yeah,
wonderful. Yeah, I mean, this a lot of. I mean, I reached out to you those times asking how far the process has
yeah,
gone, and I
yeah,
mean, there's
and
a lot of tense situations. But I know you're a man of faith for that one. I know you're a man of faith, so
yeah,
yeah,
and that is true, and that brings in the God factor that this process when we are doing, if you are a believer of Christ or whatever you believe in, you don't have to leave the God factor out. Yeah,
wonderful. Yeah, thanks for bringing that one in. It's important that we pray and then have faith in God because this is a destiny changing moment. Okay. And
yeah.
so after this, when did you get your passport?
Okay, so on the 2nd of July, I got the email, and in fact, that email brings a lot of joy. I
Mhm.
immediately, when I saw it, I immediately called. The first person I called was my wife, and I said
Wow.
that, baby, I've gotten my visa. So they emailed me that I will receive another email which will direct me where to go pick my visa. And then
Mhm.
on the 3rd of July, I received that email. So on the 5th of July, I was directed, I've forgotten the name, but the place is in Accra.
Okay.
And I went there to pick my visa up. So
Yeah.
second, I was told my visa was approved. Third, I was directed where to go pick my visa. And then on the 5th of July, I went to pick my visa.
Yeah, so mostly it takes about 3 to 4 days
Yeah,
in Accra, those in Accra, for you
yeah,
to get your visa. Mostly you have to pick it at the DHL
good.
office. And depending on the country, maybe you are working, you're going for your visa interview, it will depend. But mostly within 1 week, I think mine took a little bit longer in Germany because they
Okay,
have to post it. So depending on the country, but you will be emailed um, about the process, or you can get what we call the tracking number, so that in case they have to post it to your house, you'll be able to track it. Okay, but mostly you will be able to also choose the kind of delivery mode that you want. And
mhm,
with the current portal, most of them you can track once your visa is approved. Okay. So want to take from you advice from people who are in the process of applying. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so having gone through this process, what I would say first of all is that start the process very early and don't wait until maybe December, January, and then you are in a haste to apply because most funding decisions are taken early in January. So if you have applied early, you would have been part of them that they are going to review for funding decisions. So apply early. And before applying, I would like to also say that don't just jump onto the university's website, pick the university, then you apply. Make sure that you reach out to the programs coordinator, the one who coordinates the program. Reach out. Oh, I am Patrick. I have this background. I have this qualification. I am interested in this program and I want to show interest. The programs coordinator will now say, oh, looking at your background, you qualify. So go ahead and apply. So what it means is that already you have established contact with the programs coordinator. So you have your name in his mind already. If they are taking any funding decision that you qualify, you will be included in the process over there. And I also say that be confident and then prepare. It is preparation that will make you confident. Sometimes you hear people, they go for the interview and they ask you, why are you going to the US? And the person will be standing there. So you realize that the person has not prepared. So it is a life-changing opportunity. So you have to prepare for it. And when you prepare for it, you will be very confident. And then don't leave the God factor out. and you will be fine.
Okay. Thank you so much. We are so much happy having you here. We will come to you at other times for you to advise us, especially those who are here to put in the application, and also to advise us your life experience in the United States. Having been here for 1 year, what are the life experience and what are the prospects that you have seen, especially within your field, those who are doing business. But for now, we want a closing remarks for all our viewers and about study destination, everything that you have last to share with us.
Okay. Thank you, Moses, for the opportunity. And like you said, I look forward to further elaborating on the issue. This one looked like an overview and then summary of everything. And the advice that I will have for our viewers is that everything, there is a saying that follow the one who knows the road. So definitely there are people that have gone through this process. There are a lot of them. Find good ones like Moses, my brother. Follow them and then pick up tips from them so that you will use. Don't think that you will be able to do everything on your own. And if you do that together with the things that I said earlier, start the process early, reach out to the programs coordinator, and with all this put together, you will be able to sail through. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We are so grateful
Yeah.
that you have given us this opportunity. And there's one thing that I want all our applicants to take from your story.
Mm.
Please, if you are hearing from us and you are yet to do application in the coming intake, listen carefully. Get a school that you get an offer early. Use the I-20 to start your visa application process and get a date on time, like our brother did. And then you can now wait for the other offers, even the other one. If you use personal fund or whatever to get the I-20, you get it, and then you get a date on time. Don't be in the July, August visa interviews. Be before then, and then you can get your visa approved with less stress as compared to people who get into late, and even getting a visa appointment becomes very difficult. We're so sorry that we're going through the system. It's very stressful, but we don't have a say in this, and we just have to go through it. But we want to take our time to say thank you so much. And everyone who is watching us, please, on the comment section, we want you to type and then say thank you to our guests, Patrick Tekute, for giving us that opportunity and sharing his rich experience with us. We wish to connect with him once again and then learn a lot from him. This is a journey. Even if you have gotten your visa approved, please continue to be with us, and then we'll learn from each other. We'll grow with each other, and then together our dream will come to pass. So thank you so much. We really appreciate the opportunity being with us, and we want to say hi to everyone. If you are with us, just subscribe, get in contact with us, and we can help you. Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick.
Thank you, Moses, and thank you to all your listeners.
Thank you.
Okay.